Hanging and banging inside. Moving around people with your elbows and your butt.
Beat him up, beat him up, beat him up.
Forcing your way in there. That's the way it is. That's what it's all about.
And one. And one.
It's all about reputation.
Show them what you got. Show them what you got.
Pride.
Right there. Rebound. That's it. Yeah. Let them know. That's it.
You never made it, and you always wanted to make it.
No way.
You got to beat the younger guys. And people come down here to make a statement.
He's calling you old. He's calling you old. Oh, yeah. Go to the hole. Take that.
Streetball's still about proving yourself.
Oh, man. Show him experience can take you all the way.
It's all about intensity.
Good hard-nosed defense.
Take no prisoners.
And you gotta have a big heart to play like this all day.
By any means necessary, as they say.
No rules, basically.
You got to do what you got to do to win the game.
So it's a game all its own in Streetball. This guy knows all about it. His name is Paul Jones. He's our color commentator for today, former CIU star and now basketball analyst. Paul, we're talking 3-on-3 now. What makes a great 3-on-3 player?
Michael, a great 3-on-3 player is a guy that a coach may not like. He's the guy that takes the one-on-one when it comes up. He's kind of a renegade. He may break the pattern, but in this game, those rules don't go.
There's no question we will see the best renegade talent in the nation today as they play for the national championship. There's a third member to our crew. His name is Thomas Forrester, and let's go to Thomas right now.
Thanks, Michael. I'm here with both captains. Brian Doe's from London. What would it mean to you to win the Streetball title?
Well, it'd mean a great deal. That's the thing that every basketball player dreams about, is to win a national championship, and we've been working toward it all our life, so it would be the greatest thing.
Brian Skio of Sudbury, what would it mean to you? Do you want it as bad as they do?
I'm sure we do. We played a lot of great teams over the last few days, and it'd be a great way to finish.
Well, best of luck. We'll soon find out.
Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Michael. Back to you.
From the Skydome in Toronto, this is Streetball. It's Sudbury versus London. They have played a whole summer to get down to this. The national championship coming up later on. When we return, though, it is the Nike Slam Dunk. 8 of the best jammers in the nation are here today. What a show it should be. A reminder, today's broadcast is brought to you by Nike Canada, who remind you to just do it. Also by Canadian Tire. There's a lot more to Canadian Tire for a lot less. And by Cinnaburst Gum, an explosion of flavor. Back to the Skydome after this. Welcome back to the Skydome, everybody. This is Streetball, 3-on-3 basketball. Michael Landsberg along with Paul Jones and Thomas Forrester as we get set for the Nike Slam Dunk. Paul, no question, everybody can dunk these days, present company excluded. What will stand out in the judges' mind? What will win it for one of these 8?
Michael, the big key is going to be creativity. Judges have seen a lot of slam dunks these days. These contests are pretty common. You've got to be creative. That's going to win it for you.
There's no question that today in sports there is just nothing quite like the dunk.
Feel like you're on top of the world.
Feeling you get when you just go up there and just pound the ball down into that hoop.
The adrenaline just goes through you. It's like you're on a high. You're taking a drug or something. It's just an incredible rush. You can't really describe it in words. You just got to feel it.
one-handed tomahawk dunk that was mastered by Julius Erving. That's something I always try to perfect. You see Spud Webb, pure hang time. Sean Kemp, stylish, finesse, power.
Paul, the dunk really is simply about having fun. These guys are going to have a great time. In your mind, who's going to have the best time? Who's going to win it?
The guy that's going to have the most fun today is Rowan Jones. No relation. I'm going to go out on a limb. I've seen this guy look like a helicopter caught in a windstorm. My money's on him.
Dunks coming up. Here is the way it works. Preliminary round, 8 dunkers. Everybody gets 3. Then the top 3 advance to the final round. They'll get 2 to impress the judges. Right now, let's take a look at the top dunks from each from round number 1.
Tyler between his legs, dominates style, puts it back down. Rivers. What's the word? 27 points. Def Jam. Rowan Jones. Def Jam. Two-handed window, puts it down hard on the left side. What do the judges say to that? 28 points.
Boy, that last dunk by Tart was incredible. Going to be pretty tough. Rowan Jones, your man, still in there, and Donovan Dill, the 3 dunkers for the final.
With a name like Jones, Michael, you know he's got to have something, and I'm looking for it in the final.
All 3 guys are with our Thomas Forster.
Guys, I need to know, who's the best dunker in Toronto?
I'm going to win.
Those 2.
Right
I've seen a lot of
right
dunks so far. Which one of you guys has anything left for the finals?
I got plenty. I got enough. Got enough for both of these 2.
Yo, check this out.
Both of these 2 right
check
here.
this out. Just don't need to talk about it. Let's just show our stuff.
Let's just do it.
That's what Streetball's all about right there.
There you have it. We'll soon find out. Good luck.
There you go, brother. All right.
3 guys all set to have some fun, all smiles right now, but then it's serious business. Love the comment from Donovan Dill, showed you how much he had left. Apparently not very much, but here's your guy, Rowan Jones. What's he got?
I think he's got to have something big right now, Michael. You've got to impress the judges. Let's be creative, Rowan.
And Rowan with a windmill dunk. It's nice. I'm not sure that it's, as those little cards say, a 10, but it's a good dunk.
Good dunk. I don't think he had as much left. He gets up in the air very nicely. This replay lets us see the subtleties that sometimes the judges miss.
Yeah, you really can miss some stuff. The judges say 999 for 27. And here's my guy, Donovan Dill. He's in it every year. Great personality, great guy. And let's see what he's got, Donovan Dill.
Oh, very nice. Watch Donovan Dill. Watch the replay here, Michael. He goes off his shoe. That's what it looked like live.
So it's touch the Nike and put it through, and Donovan Dill may score some serious points. 27 as well, so it's still all tied between Dill and Jones. And now here's the elevator man, Sean Tart, only 6 feet tall, but this guy is awesome.
Elevator, I think it's a thermometer. Watch how quickly he goes up.
Look at the rise right there. What a beautiful dunk that was. What do you call it?
He put it in his lap and he reversed it, Michael. He went way down. He put the ball between his legs while he was in the air and then threw it back over his head.
Part of the Harlem Wizards team. He's been touring with Streetball throughout the summer, putting on a show all over. Sean Tart maybe setting the tempo right there, and it's a 10 and 2 9s, the first 10 that we've seen in the final round. That really sets up Rowan Jones. Your guy is going to need some 10s.
He's going to need something big, Michael. He might have to steal something or borrow something from somewhere to come up with impressing the judges.
Got to do it here. Rowan Jones not going to do it, not going to get it to go down. And was that not the deep round? No look?
It looked like it, Michael. He had his left hand up in front of his face and had the ball cocked behind his head, but I don't think he was able to get it down here.
That was it. He had it blocked, and maybe he understood exactly the situation. He knew he needed some big 10s, and he tried for the tough one.
This guy's been sandbagging, Michael. He says he's got nothing left. I think he's got lots left.
Donovan Dill, let's see what he's going to bring. He needs some 10s here. Donovan Dill, and off the backboard. Now, that's one of those ones that's probably really tough, but I'm not sure is as spectacular as some of the others we've seen.
Michael, we call that a squeak dunk. Donovan Dill goes in, and I know he's getting tired, but watch him rub it off the glass, squeak it along, and then reverse. That takes a lot of athletic ability.
And you saw the facial expression as well. Donovan Dill needs at least 110 with the 9s to stay in this one, and he's got it. He's got 110. So it opens the door just enough for Sean Tart. The elevator man can win it with 2 10s here.
I think he's got lots left. He was sandbagging. He was the one that said, let's show what we have, and I think he's going to show you something here.
Here he goes. Sean Tart with a chance to win it. What a dunk by
baby.
Tart.
That is a 360 one-hand windmill cuff, Michael, and he may even have reached down and touched his ankle or touched his calf on the way in. That's got to be 10s across the board.
I don't think there's any question that is going to be the winning dunk. I'd like to see where, in fact, he touches here. He goes up with it, around, then he touches his ankle or his calf and throws it down, and that's going to be worth 3 10s. You bet it is. 3 10s for Sean Tart. That might be the best dunk that we have ever seen in Streetball.
I don't think I could do that with a trampoline. Watch, one-hand cuff, does the 360, and watch him reach down, a little touch on the calf, and brings it in real strong.
And look at the look on the face. It's like, hey, no big deal. I do that every day.
Michael, as they say on the blacktop, these are some serious ups. Watch Sean, windmill 360. That is a big-time hop to drop a dime.
An appropriate nickname, the elevator man, Sean Tart, standing by with Thomas Forrester right now.
Elevator, congratulations. Just won the dunk competition. Can you tell me, describe that last dunk? That was unbelievable.
Well, it's called a 360 tap your ankle, make it. And I made it. I'm glad I made it.
It was like you took off and you just hung in the air for like 3 or 4 seconds.
Hang time I don't understand, but I just know I got it. But the 360 is my favorite dunk, and I always win slam dunk contests with it.
Can you tell the young kids out there, what does it take to be a great dunker?
All you got to do is practice. You know what I'm saying? Study first and practice. Keep going to school, learning on what you can learn about basketball, education, and then, you know, you get to your books and all that. Then you go into that practice with the ball and all that. You got it.
Thanks a lot, Elevator. Congratulations.
All right.
No question on this day, the elevator rose to the top floor. Sean Tart, the winner. Also no question, as we get ready for the three-point shooting contest by Canadian Tire, that when it comes to playing basketball, you don't just want to play good, you want to look good.
Basketball through the ages has been a popular fashion look and a street look. Then it goes away to a different shoe. The Doc Martens were successful, but now it's going back to basketball. And the high-top basketball shoe is always going to be predominant and very successful.
Their favorite players are wearing the shoes, basically. They want the same thing that the players are wearing.
I'm wearing it because, you know, I want to stand out from everyone else, like, so that they notice me when I'm playing basketball.
To show that you're different from other people on the court, but now other people are picking up the same styles. So you got to come up with something new every time to be different.
We like to think that we set the standard and we're there first, but in a lot of cases we just have to pick up, what happens in the streets, and there's no telling what the kids are going to come upon. You can't control a phenomenon. All we can do is take advantage of it and hopefully market it and be successful.
Hey, I'm talking to you. The purpose of technology is not to confuse.
Tons of great action going out all throughout the floor of the Sky Dome. Welcome back, everybody. Michael Ansberg, Paul Jones, and Thomas Forster as we get set for the Canadian Tire three-point shooting contest. First of all, the junior division, the kids. The white balls are worth 1. The darker balls are worth 2. You've got 45 seconds, and what is the key to being a great three-point shooter?
The key, Michael, is maintaining form, especially when you get tired late in the game. And this kind of a contest simulates that because you're shooting artificially, but a lot of basketballs at a time. So when you get down towards the end, especially the money ball, it's important to maintain your form. And we're watching here Aaron Johnson doing a pretty good job of that. Nice balance, squared to the basket, shoulders facing, and watch a very nice release by this young man.
And the three-point and the slam dunk of the national championships, all part of Streetball. And so too is charity. Since 1990, more than $300,000 has been raised for provincial basketball associations and other charities. And a nice finish by Mr. Johnson.
This kid's going to be a great shooter, Michael, later on in life, too.
Let's see if this guy can beat him. John Dean up next. And how do you like his form?
The form not quite as good, but ask how many, not how it's done, and he's filling it up right now. Hits the money ball, leaning back a bit, but he still does have the good release. And we should point out that some of the best shooters do have a little awkward release in their technique here and there.
The key is hit the money ball. He hit the first one, and he gets the second one to go as well. And I think John Dean is going to be the Streetball Canadian Tire three-point shooting champion for the juniors. No doubt about it. Dean really drilling it home right now.
Does have nice release here, though. Nice smooth form and nice arm extension.
I just concentrating on hitting the money ball and calm me down a bit. I was a little anxious on the first round, but I calmed down after the second and third. I was a little nervous at first.
Alan McDougall, where's Alan?
Hey, just like you were talking about, looked a little nervous at first, then got it home. This is the senior division. You get all kinds of different ages and people from different backgrounds. This is Joseph Abar, who is now going head-to-head with Alan McDougall. Abar knows that McDougall's a great shooter.
He's going to have to fill it up because Alan McDougall can really knock it down. Abar here, showing nice form, has his elbow underneath the ball, a nice high release, nice passive wrist flick and follow through. He doesn't have a bad shot right now. If he can knock a few more in, he's going to have to run out in front of McDougall, though, because we know Alan can fill it up.
We'll tell you about Alan McDougall in a second, but Joseph Abar finishing it off, and he needs the money ball to have any chance. Let's see if it goes. Abar, it goes! So he puts a little pressure on Alan McDougall. Now, Alan McDougall, tell me about him.
Played at Brock University, started out at U of T, a great shooter from as far back as we can remember. He owns some records from middle school, grades 7 and 8, in some tournaments.
There's no question he was Brock's three-point shooter in their national championship drive. If you were talking about almost any player in the country that you wanted here shooting 3 points, it would be Alan McDougall, and he looks great. And watch him now. He shoots the ball, but doesn't follow it in with his eyes. He's grabbing for the next one.
But, Michael, watch the balance, squaring to the basket, watch the release. You young players at home, this is the guy you want to pattern your shot after. Perfect extension, wrist follow through, on balance, squared up. This is how you do it.
And finally, the money ball for Alan McDougall. You bet he gets it to go, and he's the champion.
I just came off a year playing at Brock University, so I'm still in fairly good shape, but I felt pretty good, pretty comfortable. I wasn't really watching whether they were going in, but I just sort of let them go, and if they go in, they go in.
Big weekend of basketball at the Sky Dome. Big summer of basketball, streetball touring all throughout. There's also the Women's National Championship, and what a team ended up winning this. The Women's National Champions on this day, a team from Toronto. 4 terrific players. They ended up beating Ottawa 21-10.
Angela Orton, the first player we're going to look at here. She's a former U of T All-Star, All-Canadian national team member. She has a full package. Here you see her going inside, little up and under move, but she can also do it from other parts of the court. Angela has the full package. She steps back beyond the three-point line here, and perfect technique, Great elbow action, arm action, drills at home. Now we see her going back inside here, powering it to the basket.
There's no question when you put a street ball team together, you want players that can go inside, outside. Angela Orton, perhaps with the best inside-outside game in women's basketball, certainly at street ball this summer. Okay, let's keep looking at this national championship team. Sandy Falco.
Sandy Falco, some of our basketball observers may know her before she got married as Sandy Stevenson, a very quick player on the perimeter, known for penetrating and driving to the basket. She can take the ball in, create, but she can also hit the outside shot when you leave her open. She too has a full package as a guard, things that you really need to be a great basketball player.
Sandy Falco helping the Toronto team become national champions with an easy victory over Ottawa. Falco really had a terrific tournament. Okay, let's keep running them down. And there's Diane Tedesco.
Diane, a player from Seneca College in Toronto, local product, and she does everything that a team has to do or has to have. Sometimes makes the unsung plays. Watch her here, deflect the ball, hustle, chase it down. Those are the intangibles that you need.
One of the great things about Diane Tedesco, she gets dirty. She's down on the court, she's digging, she's trying to create some turnovers, and as well, she's hitting the two-pointer like that. Diane Tedesco, one of the 4 members of the Streetball National Women's Championship team from Toronto. And rounding out the team, the smallest player on the court, Sue Marinucci.
Smallest in height only, Michael. She's got a huge heart and she plays hard all the time. She would be what I consider the emotional leader of this team. She played at Seneca College in Toronto, star of a lot of the senior leagues around Toronto. She's another one like Diane. She'll do whatever it takes for the team to win.
Sue Marinucci hit it for the outside, she dished the ball off, and she helped the Toronto team become national champions, no doubt, on this weekend. This summer, Toronto was Canada's best for women's basketball.
Ladies, congratulations on winning the Streetball title. How does it feel?
Great. Awesome. A lot of hard work, and it paid off.
Yeah. What was the key to you winning, do you feel?
We felt
putting down their shots.
Putting down their shots. We knew they were a good perimeter team. From everybody had told us prior that they had great shooters, and we wanted to make them play inside the 3-point line, so they weren't getting 2 instead of 1 point. And
team defense.
Good defense.
That's what brought us here, so that's what we had to finish with. So.
Good defense.
The key is defense, as you said, makes offense. You had a couple tough defensive stops there, and I think that was one of the keys in the game.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Makes a big difference in the game.
That's what happened all tournament, though. We kept making good defensive plays, and that's why we won.
It's great.
Feels good.
All right, ladies, congratulations.
Thanks a lot.
Very much.
The women's national champions, when we return, we'll begin to find out who might be the men's national champion. Three-point shooting contest. We've seen the slam dunk. Only one thing remains, the national championship. It's a great matchup between London and Sudbury. Let's break it down, first of all, with London.
Michael, there's an old adage that says, dance with the girl that brought you to the dance. So for this team from London, that means playing on the perimeter and drawing the big guys out away from the basket. But that presents matchup problems on the other end because Sudbury has 2 big guys that they can pound it inside to. It's going to be just a great matchup.
So the London team looks like this. Chris Cavender, Brian Doze, Mike Lynch, and Peter Schmidt all played at the University of Western. Who's the key?
The key is Lynch. He had a poor substandard game in the semifinal. He's got to come up big if they're going to win this.
Mike Lynch is a superior outside shooter. Cavender and Doze are their biggest players, but they are not very big by any stretch of the imagination. Let's go to Thomas.
I'm here with Mike Lynch from London. Mike, what do you need to do to beat this Sudbury team?
Well, I think there's no question that we're outsized, and we're going to have to use our quickness on the outside and hopefully our outside shooting to help us pull this game out.
I think your advantage is quickness. They're a lot bigger than you. They might try to pound it inside, but what do you think you're going to do to counteract it?
Well, we're just going to have to play tough. There's no question that we're going to have to push them out. We're going to have to use every ounce of strength we can to get them out of the key and hope some shots drop for us, and that's about our best chance.
Okay, you heard it. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Well, if they're going to get some shots to drop, it better come from Lynch. Here's the Sudbury team. Skio, very big. McKibben and Campbell, also big. And Hahn, very big from the outside. He can light it up.
We know they're going to go inside to Skio and McKibben, but if Hahn can hit from the outside, Sudbury could run away with it early.
Norm Hahn, a great outside shooter right now. Let's go to Thomas.
I'm here with Brian Skio from Sudbury. Brian, what's it going to take to beat this London team?
I think we're really going to have to move our feet today and get out on their shooters. I've heard they're very, very quick and excellent shooters.
You guys might have the advantage in size, but quickness, I'd have to give it to them.
That's right. We're going to have to move the ball around, try to get it inside and outside to Norm, of course. He's been the big man over the last few days.
Well, best of luck. We'll see
Thank
how
you very
do.
much. Thank you very much.
Good luck.
So national championship just a few moments away. You're 1 for 2 in terms of predictions in the teams that got here. Can you make it 2 for 3, and who do you like?
I don't know, Michael. I've been the kiss of death. This London team wants to be the underdog, so I'm going to go with Sudbury. I still think the big men can do it over the little men.
Street ball rules very, very important. First to 21 wins, there is no time limit. 1 or 2 point shots. Losers out. That means the team scored upon gets the ball. You shoot fouls on the 16th foul.
And you can't go out there chopping people, because if you get 5 fouls, you're going to sit down.
And there's the take-back line. That means after any kind of play, you have to take it back outside the line, and that has been very important. Teams get really eager, and sometimes they don't take it back, and that has definitely been a factor. Okay, it's London in white, interesting because they normally wear purple, and Sudbury in purple. These two teams know each other. The guys have gone head-to-head. Sudbury made up of Laurentian players, and London made up of Western University players. So these guys have gone face-to-face before, and again, that's London in white, and they save the ball, but it goes right to Sudbury.
Look out for Hahn. He can drill this.
He is a bomber, and he hits the first 2. What a shot by Norm Hahn. He is a really streaky shooter.
It will be a big advantage to Sudbury if he can hit from the outside, because we know they're going to try to get the ball inside.
London takes it to the basket and draws the foul. And again, on the 16th foul, you start shooting. Not only do you get the shot, but you get the ball afterwards, and that can make all the difference.
Little role reversal right now. London trying to go inside, and Brian Doze does exactly that. Sudbury's a team that's hitting from the outside.
Doze takes it to the hoop, 2-1. And you can see quickly how important those outside shots are. There were twice as much as the inside stuff. What a great feed inside. That was a beautiful play run there by Sudbury.
Nice little give and go between McKibben and Skeel. Big man cutting off big man and slashing to the basket. Great pass by Skeel.
There's the guy right there, Mike Lynch, with the ball right now, who you say is so key. Like Hahn, he is a streaky shooter. If he gets hot, he could win it. They get the ball inside of Skeel. The biggest man on the court outside of Hahn. Off balance. What a shot by Norm Hahn with a man right in his face.
Great inside-outside basketball. London fearing the inside attack. They collapse down. They kick it out. Can't leave Norm Hahn open.
What a shot by Hahn, though. He was off balance in a weird position.
When you're a shooter, it doesn't matter, though.
Inside of Cavender. Cavender won't fall. Nice rebound by Hahn. The smallest man on the court pulls the ball down.
Went way up for that one. Had good inside position.
This is Jeff McKibben. One-on-one with Cavender. McKibben takes it to Cavender and draws the foul. And you can see the philosophy of Sudbury. Definitely take it to the hoop and try to draw those fouls.
Execution of the game plan. McKibben here on the dribble with the left hand. He dips that right shoulder, goes aggressively to the basket, and Cavender called on the blocking foul.
Sudbury, a much bigger team, perhaps an older team as well. Lots of experience, and here's the play that they get the ball inside on the fall away by Chris Cavender. It won't go, but the rebound by Norm Hahn. Look at the little guy out-jumping the big man.
Great positioning by Hahn there, if nothing else, before going up for the to reach the ball.
I said out-jumping. I don't think anybody else jumped, and perhaps a little more effort by Norm Hahn. Hahn is 2 for 2 for the outside, 3 for 3, and all have been worth 2 points.
Well, you talk about jumping. Norm Hahn is hitting the jumper. London's got to really be worried now, because if Sudbury's hitting from the outside, how are they going to defend both inside and outside?
Here's Lynch. Lynch loses his balance. Cavender puts it up, doesn't fall for Cavender. Nice rebound by Doze, but it won't fall for him as well. Doze battling Skeo for the ball, and let's see who's going to get it.
We see Doze inside, though, trying to do the dirty work, trying to get some easy baskets for London. They're going to have to get back into this by scoring some chippies.
Sudbury gets the ball. They have a 6-1 lead. This one could be a blowout early on.
Nice move by Jeff McKibben.
McKibben dishes to Skeo. Skeo has it slapped away by Doze. Doze plays a very aggressive defense. I like the way he plays deep.
McKibben probably should have taken that one all the way to the goal, made a nice drive, and could have finished with a little left-hand baby hook.
Hahn, 3 for 3, all from outside the 2-point line. Guarded very closely by Lynch, and maybe a little bit too closely. Foul on Mike Lynch, and Lynch doesn't like it. And right away, London is getting in foul trouble.
Well, Lynch did what he had to do there. You got to pick up a shooter really tight, make him go to the basket, and maybe get some help.
Still 6-1. London leading Sudbury, the national championship game. Michael Landsberg, Paul Jones, and Thomas Forrester. Hahn, Lynch, excellent defense that time. Inside they go to Skeo. The big man will lay it off the glass and draw the foul. Beautiful play by Skeo.
We see Sudbury there taking advantage of Norm Hahn. He was hot. Everybody was around the outside. They dumped it into Skeo with a big height advantage on Doze. This could be a blowout early.
Street ball rules so very important. Not only do you get the foul, but you get the ball and the basket, and there is a foul. Let's see which way it's going to go. It's going to go on that man, Jeff McKibben. Twists an ankle and gets a foul called on him as well.
Nice defense by Chris Cavender. Moved his feet, got in front, got his chest in front, and referee Ron Foxcroft called an offensive foul. We saw McKibben dip his shoulder earlier and get away with it. This time he didn't.
So, Sudbury looks outstanding to get things started. Timeout. Let's listen in on that Sudbury huddle.
Why don't I can get open on the wing if someone takes the ball.
Yeah, I'm
gonna
gonna
take the ball
okay,
to the top.
Good.
And if he'll come off Brian and stuff.
Let's make sure Norman gets a chance to shoot here, right?
Yeah,
Inside
yes.
out because he's hot.
Now defensive, you stay on Lynch. I'll take Cavender. Still, you got those.
Yeah.
Substitution as well. Campbell into the game. 7-1 is the score. Sudbury nicely leading London. London in white with the ball. Street ball national championship.
London's got to make a move here. They can't get too far out of it.
Does quickly takes the ball to the hoop and right with Skio. Skio maybe not as quick as the smaller Does down that play.
Both teams here, role reversal. Sudbury scoring from the outside, London scoring from the inside. What happens when they get on their respective games? What's that going to do to this ball game?
Key defense here from London. They got to create some turnovers. Hahn kicks it outside. Campbell with his first shot of the game, very short.
John Campbell just into the game, maybe not breaking a sweat, legs a little tired.
And London gets the ball back. That's very important. As you can see, they trail at 7-2. No time limit. First to 21 wins, and you don't have to win by 2. So teams can get to 21 in a hurry. There's Does. Very nice drive by Brian Does, the former star from Western.
Brian Does driving to the basket. He's got all the points for London right now. This one here, he comes off, curls around a little screen, and takes it right down the lane. Norm Hahn should have probably stepped in there, but let him have it. We'll take the ball out of bounds.
What was Hahn doing underneath the basket?
Well, he should have been, as we said, stepping in there and taking the charge, but there's a long way to go in this game. Maybe you can save that for later.
Let's see if Hahn has cooled off. Boy, he was smoking hot early on. Inside of Norm Hahn, it goes. Outstanding body control by Hahn, who protected the ball with his body, and he hits his first single of the game.
He is Mr. Inside, Mr. Outside right now. That a great play, as you said, shielding the defender off with his body.
Long shot, bombs away for Chris Cavender, a very important deuce for London. And both of these teams, you get the feeling, know the value of the two-point shot.
But interesting, we see both teams going back to what got them here. The last hoop from London, outside. The last hoop from Sudbury, inside.
Let's see what Sudbury does. Do they go inside? You bet they do, but excellent defense there by Cavender, creating the turnover. Lynch, he tries his first 2 of the day. It will go for Mike Lynch. So important that he starts to heat up.
London heating it up from the outside. The last 2 baskets, 2-point shots from behind the arc. This is what got them there.
And we'll find out if it can keep them there. 8-7, Sudbury over London. Back to Skydome for the national championship in a moment. (8-7) right now. It was 7-1 at one point, but this team and that man right there, Mike Lynch, have started to heat up, and Lynch tries the 2-pointer, doesn't go down. Big rebound by Skio.
That's okay, you got to live with that. He just hit his last 2, and he's a streaky shooter, so let him run with it.
Here's McKibben. McKibben one-on-one with Lynch in his face. Lynch plays some good defense, but McKibben gets it to go down.
Sometimes you just got to say he made a better shot, and this game is starting to take shape. Again, Sudbury pounding the ball inside, and we see London shooting from the outside.
Substitution now as well. Peter Schmidt into the game for London. He's the small man, so a very small lineup right now for London. Short on the shot and the rebound. Good job by Cavender, and rifles it off of Skio.
Great hustle by Chris Cavender. Never say die on the ball. You never know what's going to happen when you put it back in play.
9-7, Sudbury over London. First to 21 wins. Street ball, 3-on-3 national championship. Here's Cavender.
We see London, everybody around the outside, they have the floor spread, taking advantage of maybe some drives and some outside shooting.
Skio, the biggest man on the court, got the rebound, but he threw it away. A bad mistake by Brian Skio, and London will get the ball.
Got to pass the ball, pass and catch with 2 hands. It's one of the most fundamental rules of the game.
So London gets it. Peter Schmidt with the ball to Mike Lynch, and a little mismatch here. Lynch blows by his man and lays it in.
Classic mismatch. Little guy on a big guy out away from the basket where the air is very thin. A little up fake by Mike Lynch, and he takes the ball to the goal. That's because of his outside shooting. Skio worried about the shot, bit on the fake, was fair game for a drive.
And Skio kind of gave you the look afterwards like, what am I going to do? This guy is super quick. There's Lynch again. He loves the deuce. That's one of the things that got London here, and he turns the ball over. Excellent defense by that man, Jeff McKibben.
McKibben got his hand in there as Lynch went to the wrong hand on his assault to the basket. He had it in his left, put it back in his right, and don't show the ball to a thief like McKibben.
Very important here. Sudbury gets the ball. Kind of in the midway point of the game where it can still go any way. Sudbury looked great to start. London has rallied, and now we got a super basketball game. McKibben inside of Skio, and Skio with the easy basket.
Great dump down by Jeff McKibben. He backed his way in. He used his body to get close to the basket, and when London switched off, he hit Brian Skio after the double team.
Sudbury leading it by a score of 10-8. Let's listen in.
Just got to take care of the ball a little better, boys. That's all.
Make sure we don't get burned on our matchup. When Dozer's on, you got him.
Yeah.
Jeff should have Lynch on that, okay?
Yeah.
I know.
Let's keep going. Go back to what we were doing at the start there. We had a couple good screens for Normie with those handoffs, maybe. Let's see what that's giving us.
Screen and roll with me on the top is good, okay? Because I can get you on the roll if they switch off on the little guy, or if I get the three at the top, it'll take that too.
So Hahn taking control. Sudbury looking just a little bit beat up. Let's go to Thomas, who's with the London boys.
Let's go, come on.
Guys, I got one question. Norm Hahn, 7 of 10 of their points. What are you guys going to do to stop him?
We got the stopper on him.
Stop it right here now. He started, you got the first 6. He's cooled off now, I hope.
That's all we can do. Just keep playing tough. Okay.
Match it. I don't know. We're ready. You heard it. London is hoping that Norm Hahn, with pressure D, if they put on him, he's going to stop his hot hand.
Well, that's one of the things to changing momentum. You make some substitutions. You can't really call too many timeouts here, but Peter Schmidt will take Norm Hahn.
10-8 now the score. They pounded inside. The Doze rejected. What a play by Skio. Back outside. Won't go, and Skio hauls it down. What a sequence for Brian Skio.
Great play there by Skio. Got the big left paw up and sent it out.
So it was the other team talking about pressure D, but Skio comes up, then rolls to the hoop and draws the foul. Skio, super plays.
I don't know what's happened to Brian Skio. Something in the water in that huddle. Watch the ball goes inside here to Doze. He turns and wheels, but watch Skio go up. Actually uses the right hand that's close to the left hand taking the shot to make the block, and then the job isn't done. He goes up for the rebound here.
So Skio rejects him, then grabs the ball back, then takes the ball immediately to the hoop and draws the foul, number 6 on London. Skio to the line.
And we see the inside strategy working. London already in bonus. Sudbury now on every, this is a real penalty for London. Every time there's a foul, Sudbury shoots one and gets the ball back.
So they have the 3-point lead, and they have the ball with a chance to extend it. Let's see if they continue to pound inside. Better defense inside of Skio it goes. He's got the freebie, and he makes it. Once he gets in there, no chance, baby.
It's all over, Michael. They get the ball inside by driving. Jeff McKibben takes it part way. They force a switch and dump it to a bigger guy who's open.
Sudbury early, London, then Sudbury has bounced back, and they've gotten hot again. A miss by Cavender. Good hustle by Chris Cavender. And there's a great play by McKibben. So Sudbury all of a sudden has come to life.
They've been energized by that timeout somehow, some way. We look for more from them right now.
Inside, great steal there by Mike Lynch.
Quick two.
And Lynch gets it to go. And this is so important. If Lynch gets hot for the deuce, look out for London.
He goes back behind the take-back line very quickly before the defense gets set. And that's a quick strike for somebody who can shoot the ball like Mike Lynch.
That has really been London's game. Norm Hahn kind of cooled off, but they've gone to the inside game. And here's McKibben. Beautiful reverse layup. Just a mismatch. Much bigger than the guy that was covering him.
You see Jeff McKibben with a little shoulder fake, and he wheels to the baseline where there's no help, no pressure.
Terrific basketball being played as they play for the national championship, and I say terrific basketball. That's probably the poorest play we've seen. A turnover by Cavender, and a chance for Sudbury here.
Little pick and roll. They talked about this in their huddle.
And great shot by Jeff McKibben. The big guy gets it to go.
That's not the way it was supposed to go. Pick and roll. They were supposed to look for John Campbell on the dump down, but when a guy's hot, you can't say anything.
McKibben and Skio playing very well. Norm Hahn looked good early on. Lynch has a little trouble squeezing it. Lynch turns and fires and drills it home. Mike Lynch, just a great outside shooter.
Mike Lynch is really heating it up. He's got the last 4 baskets for London. and his two-point shots are keeping them tight.
It's a key point of the game. 15-12 is the score. First to 21. You don't have to win by 2. Lynch plays great defense. Mike Lynch, super play, then gets the ball back.
Watch out, he's hot. He might take another one anytime.
Schmidt with his first shot doesn't go. Rebound by McKibben. Again, the national championship on the line. This game being played at a furious pace.
If I'm London right now, when I get the ball back, I'm looking for Mike Lynch because he's had the hot hand.
Here's McKibben holding the hot hand as well. Doesn't get the roll, and the ball is going to go which direction? It's going to go back to Sudbury, and that's not a smile of happiness by Cavender. That's a smile of, I don't like the call.
You got a substitution, Brian Skeel, coming back into the game. We're going to see if they can get the ball back inside to him on a little mismatch, maybe off some pick and roll.
Good screen there. Hahn spins and fires. Doesn't go for Norm Hahn, who all of a sudden has cooled off. That could be key.
Watch Lynch.
Lynch. Oh, yeah. Mike Lynch just gets it and in a heartbeat releases the ball.
Again, taking advantage of a quick strike. They pass the ball beyond the take-back line, and before the defense can get set, Lynch nails another one.
National championship on the line. We'll find out who grabs it after this. Skydome, everybody. 16-14, Sudbury with the basket and the lead right now. And again, they played a 21.
That lead, though, in dire straits because Mike Lynch has hit 5 of his last 6 from two-point range, and he's brought London back.
Lynch is going to try to do it again, and he does. Mike Lynch smoking hot right now.
Somebody call the fire department because Mike Lynch is burning everything in sight right now.
And he is hot at just the right time. Couple more baskets, and this one is done somehow. Not a way to stop him.
They've got to get him out of his rhythm, maybe deny him, take the ball away from him somehow, because every time he gets it, he's launcher.
Sudbury's got to go back to their game, and Hahn draws the foul from Peter Schmidt, and did he ever? I guess you want the defender to leave his feet. No doubt Schmidt did that.
We see Sudbury here setting screens for their outside shooter. Schmidt caught on the screen, and now he comes running out of control. Easy prey for an up fake by Norm Hahn.
Norm Hahn takes a knee to the head, but he'll gladly take it because he will go to the line, and after that, they'll get the ball.
Well, Hahn is an excellent foul shooter, an excellent shooter, period. Oh, nice roll there. Little friendly rim for Norm Hahn.
A great time to get it with a national championship on the line and with a real battle right now. 17-16. London has not led this game as of yet.
Watch Peter Schmidt. He'll be hounding Norm Hahn.
Inside to Skeel. Has to go off his knee. Got a bit of a break there with Doze right in his face. Back to Skeel. They go. Skeel rolls and doesn't go. Excellent defense by Doze and the miss by McKibben on the little jump hook. And look at London push it back and try to get the quick shot. Doze draws the foul from Skeel.
Sudbury had 2 opportunities there with easy inside shots and couldn't finish. Maybe they're getting a little tired. Maybe just the energy from Mike Lynch is what's carrying London.
Getting a little bit tired, you bet. They're a little bit older, and if they're tired, they're in big trouble. And yes, good move by Sudbury, taking a timeout and trying to regroup with the basketball game and the championship on the line.
Okay. No, listen. That little away pick that I'm getting all those buckets on, they're going to start switching, so look for the guy to roll. Yeah. If you set the screen for me, roll straight down the middle of the key or something.
If they switch, they're going to have another mismatch. So
I know, but you know what I mean? If they switch quick and you got them sealed, look for that. If I drive and they double, I'll dish it back out for 3. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good too.
Yeah, look for me.
He can go by Skeel.
I don't know.
Then
They're not going to leave him much, though, eh?
No, but
they're
big guys.
Well, then Doge goes to the hoop.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly.
Come
Okay,
on,
let's just do it.
Hey, and
we're only
in
one down
bonus now too. We're in a bonus now too, so they foul you, we're all right.
Sudbury's up 2 with Thomas.
The story here is communication. They seem to think that Lynch is coming off through screens. Instead of switching, they hope to fight over it. Hopefully, they can stop that wide open look that Lynch is getting at the basket.
Champion being crowned on center court. Lots of other great action taking place. All ages, boys and girls and men and women, as they play for a championship as well. Sudbury 17, London 16.
Well, we look for screens here, and there's a screen by Schmidt.
And Lynch is going to take it to the hoop, and Lynch with the near easy basket. Nobody in his face there.
Well, they talked about fighting over the screen, and that's what they didn't do. They switched, and Lynch took advantage of it by driving to the goal.
A smart player, 17 defense there by Doze, slaps it out of bounds. The ball will go to Sudbury. The game's on the line. 2 baskets, keep in mind. 2 baskets will win it.
Possession of the ball is so very important right now. You got to make sure you get a good look at the basket and get a quality shot.
Here's where you really want the deuce. Hahn, though, looking for the one. Hahn takes it to the basket. Good defense by Schmidt, but Hahn gets it to go. And Sudbury out in front once again, 18-17.
Norm Hahn taking advantage of maybe a little bigger frame on Peter Schmidt, drove the ball down, leaned in, and used the glass to finish it off.
So Sudbury obviously has decided to try to do it by ones. Let's see what the strategy is for London. Again, they have not led this basketball game yet. The key is lead it at the end. National championship on the line. Here's Lynch going to look for the one inside it goes. What a great feed by Mike Lynch.
Mike Lynch penetrates on the baseline, had a big man from Sudbury come over and shut it off, but he left his man open behind him. He found him on an easy pass.
Lynch scoring everything inside at this point, and what's the call here? McKibben did not take the ball out of bounds. Lynch pointed it out to the referee. He did not go past that white line, and Lynch says it's our ball. This could be absolutely crucial. What a time to make the mistake. Take a look at it. You can see he's got to be behind the line, both feet over it, and Lynch pointing, saying to the referee, it's our ball. Indeed it is.
There's the take-back line coming into play, as we talked about at the top of the broadcast.
So, at this point, London just 2 baskets away from winning it, and there's one. That was a one-point shot by Chris Cavender, giving them, at this point, 19. Their first lead of the game as well. London now a deuce away from winning it.
If they can get a big defensive stand here, they might be able to win it with a 2. There's a steal from Lynch.
Lynch can win it with a bomb. He's going to try it. Bombs away from Lynch, and he gets it to go. The national championship right there on the shot by Mike Lynch, who has just turned in an incredible performance.
Mike Lynch with a great steal. He did it all on that one sequence. A great steal, the quick strike, game, set, match, championship.
Everybody knows in this nation who watches basketball CIU that when Mike Lynch is hot, he can win you a game. Mike Lynch got hot at exactly the right time, and he's now receiving congratulations as Streetball 1994 national champion. What a sequence for Lynch.
He had a poor game in the semifinal, wanted to redeem himself, and he came back really strong in this final.
They worked this summer to try to earn this, and boy, did they ever earn it. John Winnemeyer, Bernetta Sports, presenting the Streetball National Championship Trophy to those 4 men, Doze, Cavender, Schmidt, and the awesome Mike Lynch.
And there's Chris Cavender holding on to that trophy. You know, he didn't win a national championship at UWO. He's crowned a national champion right now.
Some happy guys. One guy's not happy. He's with our Thomas Forster.
Norm, tough way to lose. Nobody seemed to be able to control Lynch. He hit 13 and 21 points coming down the stretch.
Yeah, Lynch played really well. I mean, he got hot. He's one of those shooters that if he gets hot, then he's going to score. You know, we had guys on him. Sometimes he was open, but good shooters like that, they're going to score even if there's a guy in their face. So you got to give a lot of credit to Mike Lynch, and he did a great job shooting the ball.
Offensively, you guys seemed to rush your shots. You weren't really working around looking for that open J.
I think at the beginning, you know, we're pretty relaxed. I got open for some of my threes, and then as it got deeper and deeper into the game, we looked to go almost to the same thing all the time and really look to pressure, get it in. We had to get the ball in, When, you know, we were doing well just playing relaxed, everybody getting into the flow of the game and moving around. So I think we got away from that, which hurt us at the end. We didn't get the shot.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thanks.
Norm Hahn knows it. Everybody here knows it. The story of this game is Mike Lynch, likely the greatest performance we have ever seen in the history of streetball.
Well, Mike Lynch did get hot. He hits 10 in a row at one point, and perimeter shooting was London's forte, and that's what they did to win this game.
Let's hear from Mike Lynch right now. No doubt about it. He is the man, and he's with our Thomas Forster.
Mike, great game. You hit 13 to 21 shots. They couldn't stop you.
Oh, I just got on a roll, and I just felt like shooting it every time I got it, and it was just in one of those grooves. And to be honest, I was chasing that last shot in. I didn't think that one was going in, but sometimes I get like that where I'm kind of a streaky shooter, and in the semifinal I wasn't hitting anything, but my team picked me up, and this game I got on a roll, and geez, what can I say? I can't believe it, really.
It seemed like they started out really well. They hit a couple key jump shots, put them in the game, but then it seemed like you took over.
Well, Norm Hahn's an excellent player, and I played him in university for about 3 years, and I was right there on him, and he's just a great shooter, and he was kind of the case if he was hot at the beginning and I was hot at the end, and luckily, you know, we got more baskets than they did.
Well, congratulations.
Thank
1994 Streetball champion.
Thank you.
Okay.
One champion to another. Last year, Thomas Forrester played on the winning team. This year, he's helping us out on the broadcast. Mike Lynch, though, what an incredible performance. 13 points, 10 in a row, including the final 2. But I guess, in one sense, we shouldn't be surprised.
No, Michael, we really shouldn't. You know, perimeter shooting is what got London here, and perimeter shooting is what got them the championship.
In the end, no doubt about it, London the best team.
No question. They lived on what they had to get here.
Great shooting from Lynch, a great performance. We hope you enjoyed it. We certainly did. For Paul Jones and Thomas Forrester, I'm Michael Landsberg saying so long from Streetball 3-on-3 basketball. Today's broadcast of Canada's premier 3-on-3 event, Streetball, was brought to you by Nike Canada, who remind you to just do it. Also by Canadian Tire. There's a lot more to Canadian Tire for a lot less. And by Cineburst Gum, an explosion of flavor. So long from the Sky Dome in Toronto, so long from Streetball.